Hello, today I'm going to show you 4 or 5 things to do indoors that are family friendly. I'll come up with a catchier name when I come up with a title for it. How are you all? Hope you're all happy, healthy and well out there. Yeah, you can see it's not a nice day right now. It's, the 2nd of February, the clouds are here, it's kind of on and off raining, a little bit windy, it's not nice. So if you're here on a day like this and you've got kids, you're going to be needing to find things indoors to do because they're not going to enjoy walking about in this sort of weather. So with that in mind, let's show you just a few things you can do indoors. Some are free, some are not, but that are going to help you entertain the kids. Let's go for a wander. Number 1 is a firm family favourite, bowling, or 10-pin bowling. There's actually a few places you can go in town, believe it or not, if you want to go bowling. Right now I am on Rose Street and there's a place called Roxy Lanes. Roxy Lanes, they've got quite a few bowling alleys in there, as well as a few basketball games and shuffleboard and things like that. So if you're looking for something, you get pizzas and things, all usual stuff. So if you're looking for something indoors for a little while and it's a miserable day, it's not a bad shout to go in there. If you like that, or if that's an option, there's a couple of other places. St James Quarter, where they don't let me film in there, they don't let anyone film in there without permission. St James Quarter has got bowling alley as well. And if you don't mind going a little bit out of town, there's one at Fountain Park. And there's one at the Edinburgh Corn Exchange as well. So there's like 4 10-pin bowling alleys that you could go to as a bit of thing. But that one right there, right in the centre of town, right on Rose Street, nice and handy. And like I said, also in the centre of town, St James Quarter, it's on the top floor, the one in St James Quarter. So it's something that as a kid we used to do when me and mum and dad used to go to Blackpool on holiday. We used to go to Blackpool quite a lot as a kid, when I was a kid, and it was a big part of the holiday for me, going 10-pin bowling with my parents. I loved it. We didn't do it a lot, but whenever we were on holiday it was always something we did. So if it's something that maybe, I know it's maybe not what you think of as coming to Edinburgh, but right now you're in town, it's miserable, you want to entertain the kids, it's always a good shout. Ready? Okay, number 2. I should say as well, because Rose Street is obviously quite a long street and you don't want to walk all the way along it just to find it. So it's on the block opposite the Scott Monument. Can remember the name of it there. It's just this first block here with the old Jenner's building and things. If you go to St Andrew's Square and start on Rose Street from St Andrew's Square, it's on that block right there. So nice and easy to find. You walk along, no problem at all. So that was bowling. Number 2. Number 2, a firm favourite, the Edinburgh Dungeons. Probably not for the really young, not great for the really young. Say you probably want to be about 8 years old up to start to be able to enjoy it and not really be terrified, but it's always good for a family day out. It lasts about an hour or so. Not the cheapest thing in the world, but a lot of fun. So just to get you orientated so you know how to get there, there is the Scott Monument. So we came straight down from there, from Waverley Bridge. Right here is Coburn Street, which would lead me up to the Royal Mile. And then there is the Edinburgh Dungeons. So just in case you don't know what the Edinburgh Dungeons is, it's an actor-led tour where you go through various stories in Edinburgh and Scotland's history. It's a lot of fun. A few jump scares, but nothing too, terrifying. It's all comedic, really. The shows have got some very tongue-in-cheek, silly jokes, but it is good. It's very dear to Kirsten and I, because that's where we met. That's where I met my wife. So essentially, I suppose you could say that our kids are dungeon babies, really. Sounds like an odd phrase, but yeah, I suppose they really are. I met Kirsten when I was teaching her how to be a cannibal. There we go, giving away one of the stories in there. But there's lots of good Edinburgh tales in there. A little bit Birkenhead, a little bit Sonny Bean, a little bit Judge's Courtroom, and there is a drop ride in there as well. So it's a lot of fun. Hopefully, oh look, oh well, that's a great place to stop. Thank you very much for that. That helps me out a lot. Hopefully though, for, I would say, like I said, 8 to maybe about 14, they're going to have a good laugh in there, as long as they're not too embarrassed, because they may get jokingly picked on. But apart from that, it's definitely worth a visit. Okay, next up, we're heading up to the Royal Mile. There's a couple of things on there. It's a miserable day. It is cold and it's windy, so this is the kind of day you want to be doing attractions like this. See, for this I wouldn't count the castle, because half the castle is outdoors, and it's one of the highest points in Edinburgh, so if it is windy and it is rainy, they're not going to have fun there. I mean, I know it's fun to be in a castle, but they're not going to have a good day on a rainy, windy day. So you want things like this indoors. Okay, we're on to the Royal Mile now. There's a couple things on here that I would class as family friendly. I'll tell you about other things as well that I think you have to make a decision on with your kids, because you know them better than I do. I've never met them. But yeah, there's a couple here that are really, 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 really nice and cheap, for one thing, like this one across the road from me. Again, this has been mentioned on a few of my videos, and it's completely free. This is the Museum of Childhood. It's about 3 or 4 floors of children's games through the ages. Now, it's a museum. They're not able to, there's the odd thing they can touch, but for the most part, it is a museum. But it'll bring back childhood memories for most of us. I know it does for me. It's always kind of scary when you see toys that you used to play with inside a museum now, but it is a great place to go and visit. I used to go when I was a kid with my dad, and I would highly recommend it. Again, if you're looking for something indoors and that you can spend probably as much time as you want. The other ones I've mentioned so far, say the Dungeons, that's a set tour. It's going to take about an hour or so, and then you're done. The bowling, again, you can pay for as long as you want to bowl, but let's be honest, you're going to do an hour, hour and a half, maybe, and then play a couple of the games, so maybe just a couple of hours. I suppose a couple of hours is a good long time though. That one there is a museum. You can spend as long or as short as you want in it, as much as they're interested, so it's a good one to do. And again, it's free. Just so you know how to get here, it is on the Royal Mile, just beside a couple of friends of the channel. There's John Knox House, which obviously has the haggis box as well. And there's the Fudge Kitchen, also friends of the channel. And there is a bus. Buses just do not like when I'm filming, do they? So once again, there's the Fudge Kitchen with John... Sorry, the Fudge Kitchen. There's the haggis box with John Knox House. Fudge Kitchen is right there. And then right there, Museum of Childhood. And like I said, spend as much time as you want in that one, and it's completely free. So that's probably a top choice for me, especially if you're on a budget. You know, I couldn't not nip into the Fudge Kitchen while I was here and get myself... Oh, wait there. I know this isn't a good angle, but just go with me. Crannikin flavoured fudge. Oh my goodness. You gotta do it. Go to the Fudge Kitchen. Tell them Tony sent you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna head back up the Royal Mile now, because there is at least one more attraction on here that I would class as family friendly for most ages. Okay, I'm here in the Royal Mile now. Much like the Dungeons, there are various historical underground tours of the vaults and things like that. I'm not going to class them so much as family friendly, because some kids might find it quite creepy under there. You are underground, you are in the vaults, the history of them is not the most family friendly. So things like market tours, Aldrichy tours, for older kids, later teenagers, maybe from about 13, 14 onwards, I would say you could do some of them. But if you've got younger kids, they're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy it. You're going to have kids who are just scared and they're going to want to leave. Plus, for both Aldrichy and Market tours, the first half of them are above ground, so that kind of knocks them out straight away. So, where is it? There. Mary King's Close. It's one of the probably more family friendly. Not so jump scary. In fact, it isn't really jump scary at all. It's historical. You're getting taken around. It's an actor led as well. One character this time taking you around and telling you the history of this world famous underground street. So if you want something historical that's entertaining and family friendly, that's probably a good one to do. Probably one of the top ones to do. The Edinburgh Dungeons is historical as well, but it's more entertaining and fun. This one's more historical and fun. Yeah. So that you know where you're going, for Mary King's Close. We are on the Royal Mile right now. There's the City Chambers right there. There's the Market Cross. This is St Giles Cathedral at the back end of it, and that is heading up towards the Royal Mile. And then right opposite St Giles, at the back end of St Giles, you have Mary King's Close. Like I said, it's a good family-friendly historical one to do that they should find entertaining. But again, roughly about an hour-ish. It's kind of a standard thing for these sort of things to be roughly about an hour, hour and a half. Bit of fudge in my face. Hour and a half to hour and a half. And I think probably because it's mostly what the brain can take. After that, you kind of get a little bit bored. Unless it's incredibly entertaining, which, you know, maybe if I start doing tours, I'll do full half days and risk really boring people. What do you think? No? Okay. Right, one more thing to show you. Okay, for the next one, I'm going to give you directions as we go. So we're at the Royal Mile. There is Deacon Brodie's pub right behind me there. So let me show you where we're going. There's Deacon Brodie's pub. That's heading up towards the castle. That is going down towards the mound. Here is the Royal Mile. So mound, Deacon Brodie, Edinburgh Castle, and we're going down this way. We're going down the bridges here, heading towards Chambers Street. So all you need to do is walk down here until you see Greyfriars Bobby. Okay, so I've walked all the way down. Here we are. That's where we were, just where the buildings stop being buildings there. I've walked down to Greyfriars Bobby. There we go, see Greyfriars Bobby. And here we are. This is our last one of child-friendly things to do on a wet and coldy day here in Edinburgh, and that is the National Museum. Again, completely free, huge. It's this building here, and it's all the way down to the end of this big building here. It's got a brilliant large Scottish history section. It's obviously got various world history sections. It's got a good interactive electrical bit for the kids as well, where they can press buttons and play games and pull levers and things like that. So you've got a nice wide range for everyone really, where you could probably entertain them. This is a must for any kid who grew up in Edinburgh. We all did school trips here. Every single one of us did school trips here, and we've all brought our kids here now as well. I know we've brought Lillian and Marty here already. I mean, Marty's only coming up for 8 months old, and he's been here at least twice. But Lillian has a great time. So this is the last one on our list of free things to do. Not free things, sorry. Indoor things to do that are child friendly here in Edinburgh on cold and miserable days. Definitely a must. Plus it's huge, it's great, honestly. It's one of those people you can go in multiple times and probably still discover something that you've not seen before. It also gets, for the most part, it's free. Every now and again it'll get a nice big exhibition that you have to pay for. So there you have it. 5 things for you to bring kids to in Edinburgh if it's a cold and miserable day, or if they're just done with walking outside. You know, kids don't like to walk for too long. Teenagers don't like to walk for too long. Adults don't like to walk for too long. So 5 indoor things where, okay, some of them have got age recommendations. I'm sure some of them also have age restrictions, say like the Dungeons and Mary King's Close might have an age recommendation that they say don't bring them in if they're younger than this, but for the most part, there you go. There's a couple of others. There's a Museum of Edinburgh, which is great, which is just further down the Royal Mile than where we were, but there's 5 for you. Hopefully that'll help you. If you've enjoyed that, as always, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, but till next time, bye humans.